We're back for another week of TFG Tuesdays, hosted by myself with our special guest, Jeremy Cameron. Tommy's sunning himself in Europe currently. I don't know if you've seen his Instagram uploads, Jez, with his old man, but two blokes who have got the two worst rigs in Europe with singlets on and shocking tans. They're red as a lobster. It doesn't look good, mate, but hope you're going well. Have you put your eyes on these yet?
I have, mate. I have. We're getting. He's in pretty much every WhatsApp group that I know of, Tommy, and I've been keeping updated. And I have seen some photos, mate. It's I've seen some disgusting rigs throughout my time. I think last potty you mentioned Max Holmes was right up there, but Tommy Sheridan must have one of them as well, mate. And I tell you what, he was working on it for a good 2 months out as well. He was in the gym.
No. He wasn't. That's not. Mate. No, he doesn't. He calls you. He calls you when he's at the gym, and because he deliberately does it, so he thinks he goes to the gym. So I called him the day before he goes to Europe. He goes, "Oh, I just did my third session, mate. I'm getting fit." I said, "You're leaving a day, don't you? Like you've left your run a bit late. If you do just 1 week of hard training, it doesn't really add up, mate. It's consistency." But in his head, he thinks he's done the work. So we'll let it go.
Yeah, he needs to work on the rig a bit more, lift some weights rather than sit on the bike. I think the bike doesn't do much for him.
Yeah, I think it's just genetics though. He can't change it. He's got the big barrel chest with horrific little skinny arms, mate. There's nothing he can do.
And calves that break down.
Yeah, well, he was good for the first 6 years. It just once he got to the Giants, we don't want to go into that. We don't want to blame the Giants. Anyway, mate, we might get into a bit of Inglewood, what's brewing. Big weekend of footy, big week of sport. If you look on any screens the last week, it's just there's so much going on. Obviously, the World Cup takes centre stage, but there's a lot going on in footy on the weekend. Probably the major story, and I got asked about this a little bit, was the Maynard and Ben Long incident. Did you manage to watch the game? There was a bit of nastiness in it, mate. There was fair bit of feeling in it. Have you got your eyes across it, and what were your thoughts?
I've seen the incident, mate, and what you're sort of getting at there. I saw that he brushed the umpire, it seemed, and you're probably the best one to ask because you're probably the last one to do it and copped a fair stint on the sidelines. But I didn't watch the game, but looking back over it and seeing some highlights, there's plenty of malaise and feeling in that game, and it come right down to the wire. So it would have been a beauty to watch. But I sort of dug myself a hole after my performance on Thursday night, mate, and didn't watch any football over the weekend. So, but yeah, interesting results to come out of it. It was, I feel like he might have got away a bit lightly there. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, well, to start with, I think mine was completely fair. Like I think in hindsight, like it's a really bad look for the game. It did look a little bit nasty. I still stand by the fact I didn't mean to do what I did, but it looked really bad, and I did actually brush him. I didn't mean to, and I didn't even know I had till sort of after the game, and neither did he. But it is a shock and look for the game, and so I thought the 6 weeks was probably deserved to try and stamp that out. So in saying that, I would have thought on the basis of that, and how much we need umpires in the game, and I haven't spoke to any umpires, but I can't imagine they were thrilled with the outcome. I reckon a 1 or 2 week ban probably would have seemed right, just to make sure that no one does this, and umpires are severely off limits. It's more for local footy and junior footy than anything. It's just for the AFL, probably to set an example. We want as many umpires in the game as possible. We want 14, 15-year-old kids umpiring junior footy and feeling completely safe. So that's why I thought mine was completely fair, and that's why I thought this might have gone down that path, but they didn't. They chose not to, and people have differing opinions. Brazzy clearly didn't mean to do it, and everyone knows what he was trying to do, get to Ben Long. But when you put yourself out in that situation because you are filled with emotion, then you leave yourself up to some repercussions. So that's what I thought of it. But everyone have differing views, and it was a highly contentious one. So that's sort of where I ended up with it, mate. There was plenty in that game.
Absolutely, yeah. There was heaps in the game. I feel like, do you think the umpire was a little bit too close to the action? It's a hard one because he's there to sort of call what he sees and whatnot. But I felt like just in that moment he was sort of right in amongst it all, and that's why Bruzzy's steaming over sort of you know, he clearly wanted to get to Ben Long and sort of get involved. And I'm sure, you're absolutely not thinking, about touching the umpire at the time, but in the heat of the moment, it just happens because, everyone's in there and amongst it, including the umpire. So I thought that was probably a thing as well. Just can he give himself an extra 2 or 3 meters? I don't know. I'm not an umpire and I don't want to be. Just if you could get out of there a little bit early would be probably beneficial for everyone involved as well.
Yeah, I think he got himself stuck in that little fracas, and I think I don't know how umpires are coached, but I imagine he probably should have been a little bit further out than that. But it happened very quickly, and as we said, there's a lot of heat in the game, so I imagine next time they'll be trying to clear right out of that. It was a big week for the AFL, for the Coffers. They got 45K back in their pocket this week from the boys. The boys being the AFL players. Some of that was me, but it was 45 grand for the weekend. The Giants had a few, and Freo had a couple, and then obviously the Collingwood Suns game had a lot. So it was sort of back to 10 years ago, mate, when in our first couple of years when this was just a common occurrence.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't been fined for years, Tub. Years. Haven't you? No, not since I've been in Geelong, I don't think. Maybe, actually, I think I might have got done for umpire contact, when you just accidentally go sort of behind them as they're backing out of the stoppage. Still wasn't my fault, that one, but copped $1,000. But apart from that, I think I've steered pretty clear. But 45,000 is a lot. And I didn't catch did you have a couple of incidents? I didn't see what those were, mate. But you're back amongst, so I'm sure George is happy.
Yeah, she. I think we'll get the Smeg kettle and toaster this week, mate, which is not the worst. So our kitchen's pretty old, and I've sort of said we're not spending good money on good products until we get a nice kitchen and and either redo it or upgrade. So, but she's been asking for a while. Can we get that? So, that's probably what happens, mate. That's what happens as a result of my 2 little instances. One with Paddy Voss, which was a bit of fun. Seeker sort of helped me out there, and you got to work, so that was good. Yeah, it was actually a bit of heat in the game in the first couple of quarters. So, we'll see how we go this week, mate. If you get close to me, I'm 2 weeks in a row. So just stay away if you could.
I'll steer clear, mate. I'll make sure I'm down the other end of the ground.
Yeah, no, that's all right. We might break that down. We'll get into a break now, and then we'll sort of get back into footy and the Giants and Cats playing each other this weekend.
39 days, 48 countries, 104 matches, one place. Statmate, the only app you need for the World Cup. Stay up to date with every match, every country, fixtures, live scores, group standings, your favourite players, all in one place. And hot stats served fresh every match. Statmate. Download for free today. Your best mate for the World Cup.
All right, we're back, and I thought I'd just jump into one more thing until we get into a bit more serious footy. Something's come across my desk, Jez, from the production team. The Swiss videos, which everyone will be across, or most people will be across, where you do a video. And so I could ask for Ben Cousins or The Rock or someone. I don't know if The Rock's on it. He's probably not, but you could do one. Anyway, we've got yours, mate, $225 per video. I thought it's probably fair enough, but Tommy seems to think that's overpriced. Have you got any thoughts on that? And how many have you done for the Catman in the last few weeks, mate?
Not sure how many I've done for the Catman. He might run under a couple of different names just to sneak a few more out, I'd imagine. Yeah, but I thought it's reasonably priced. I'm just
Now, I a little bit goes to charity, obviously, as well, but you're not on it, Tobe, or are you on it?
No, I am. I'm a bit cheaper, but we don't have the fan base that you do, mate. So I thought yours was fair, to be fair, but we'll blame Tommy. He sort of brought it up and thought that maybe that maybe inflation had got to you, but I think it's fair.
My thing is, I don't want to have, if it's too cheap, you get a lot, right? And then you spend half your day walking around the farm, which I do when I film mine. I walk around the farm and give the people a bit of a look into sort of what I'm getting up to and whatnot. And I do normally do them for about 2 minutes. So it's, I've heard there's a few videos that are 20 to 30 seconds, which I think's a bit stiff if you're playing a bit of coin. So, if you got a birthday and you want a shout out, hit us up.
No, that's fair, mate. You're a man of the people, so we'll accept that. We'll accept that. We might get into a bit of footy now, mate. You boys had another tough game on the weekend against a bloody good team who looks like they might be getting back to their best. What were some of your thoughts post game? I'm sure you had a bit of a review today, and I was going through some of the stats before. Actually, you won centre clearances by 10, inside 50s by 20. You had almost 70. And but their efficiency inside 50 was off the scales in terms of goals per inside 50. So you did a lot right against a bloody good team. Just a high scoring game. It was a good game to watch. But what were your thoughts post game, mate? And I guess what you went through today?
Yeah, absolutely. You could imagine probably my thoughts, mate. I'm normally pretty relaxed about my football and whatnot, and I don't normally take football home with me too often. But I was bloody pissed off driving back down the highway out to the farm after the game, just with my personal game. It was borderline pathetic, and hats off to Darcy Gardner, who played a ripping game and just beat me on the night. So. It was a frustrating one. I'm sure frustrating for a lot of the boys as well. It was, I guess in the first quarter really summed it up. We started really slowly and they kicked a big score. I think it got out to like 30 or 40 points going into quarter time. And, some of that was our undoing and giving the ball back in stupid positions and not quite hitting the target, a little bit fumbly. And they're a quality side that can go straight back through you pretty quickly. And I guess that's, links up with their efficiency on the night. But from there, we worked back into the game. Second quarter was a lot better. I think it got back to 8 points. Even Danger had a shot on the siren, I believe, and he could have got back to a couple of points. So we worked our way back into it nicely, started playing the brand of footy that we know we can play, but from there it sort of slipped away and they just they kept bouncing it back out of our 50 and sort of going end to end. So disappointing one, mate. We know they're a quality side, but it hurts when you know that your best football can match it and you just don't deliver. Yeah. So plenty to look at, and that's sort of what we rolled over today throughout the meeting. Just had a bit of a look at our defensive stuff and what we want to improve on and what we want to stand for going forward. So looking forward to getting up there against your mob, mate.
Yeah, I reckon it's a good one, and good one for, I guess, kids at home, other players around the league and in different sports as well. Like I know when you have those games, like I reckon probably 3 or 4 of my most memorable games of my career, or the ones you remember the most, are the ones where you get beaten convincingly. Like I can think Nick Newman absolutely smashed me a few years ago when I was really humming. Brandon Starcevic smashed me one day. I reckon I had 4 kicks. Jake Kelly from Essendon one day. I can sort of I know exactly how you feel when you're driving home and you're just like seething. You're just so angry with yourself and you're like, fuck it. Like all good if I don't dominate a game, that's fine. It's going to happen a lot, but you got to be competitive. But sometimes you just get absolutely smashed and you just they're the games you remember, but they also you don't kick 700 goals yourself and play 300 games of footy at a very high level for no reason. So I'm on edge for us this week, mate. I know what we'll be facing. We'll be facing you at your best. So, but I guess a little insight for guys at home or, people around the league or young kids watching, what are some of the things you sort of go back to work on, I guess, during the week or this week or post-game, and what do you reflect on?
Yeah, it's you sum that up really well, mate. And I can double down on that too. Some of my worst games have been the ones that I've got the most improvement from. And I remember back when we lost the prelim to the Bulldogs that time, mate, in 2016, it was probably a big turning point in my career. And, you know, I remember sitting down with Leon and even having time to yourself to reflect on that. And clearly that being the last game of the season, I had to wait a whole pre-season before I could get back into it. But it just makes you grow and become stronger as a player and a person. Yeah, I think, you know, personally, just reflecting with Rails today, just some of my stuff, I was a bit slow to react. And, you know, as a forward, you know, mate, and for those at home, you need to react pretty quickly to what's happening up the field, and you're almost one step ahead. When you're playing your best football, you're one step ahead. You know that you can see the ruck tapping it down. You know Bailey's going to get it. Max is coming across the shoulder, and you can lengthen or base your lead on that well before it happens. And I wasn't sharp enough. I'm sort of reactive in a lot of ways, and Darcy Gardner was beating me to the football when it was just an obvious one-on-one. So yeah, I'll let myself down, you know, on that side of things, mate. And that'll be a big work on this week. I look forward to, you know, it's a bit of a longer break as well for us boys. So 8 days, you can have a bit more of a main training session and really try and nail that before you go and play your next game. So yeah, looking forward to getting back to work, mate, and putting it behind me now.
All right, we'll break down a little bit of Geelong v Giants shortly, mate, but we might get into a bit of the Giants game from the weekend. I don't know if you saw much of it Saturday, Arvo. You might have been watching a bit of local footy. Is Ryan Griffin playing local footy near you still?
Nah, he's not, mate. He's called it I believe, I keep saying, mate, you can play a few games, but I believe he called it quits after my Bucks, mate, when he tried to tackle the sheep and it blew his knee out. So he's, I don't think we'll see him on a field ever again.
Yeah, for those playing at home, Ryan Griffin is Jez's brother-in-law. They spend most days together. Griff, he's living at Reece Stanley's now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's just up the road, so it's nice, mate. The kids are growing up together.
Yeah, who was he playing for? Modawari. Is that where those team?
Nah, he goes out there and trains with the boys, and every now and then I go out there and you know see the fellas as well in the under 18s and whatnot. But he went up and played with Dorse originally. He played a few games up there near Bright, and then he went over and played for his brothers as well. But I think that was nice. He enjoyed that. But since then, mate, yeah, like I said, buckled the knee, the sheep in the yards on my Bucks. Yeah, he's buckled the knee and he hasn't got back from it. So he just runs now, mate. He runs every day.
Yeah, well, he wasn't the only one that day. There's a few injuries out of your Bucks party. It was some good footage. If anyone ever sees us up close and personal at a bar or wants to see it, we're happy to show it. But it's just not one of those things that go around the WhatsApp group. So you'll see it when shown. But we'll get back into the Giants game. We were able to beat Freo, who still the team to beat in the competition. They won 14 in a row, and they probably look at that and go, "That's you know, we had one coming, and they're maybe a little bit off their tucker." So we had a lot of young kids in the side. It was bloody good fun, actually. They were unreal. Brought amazing energy, even in the rooms pre-game. It's just funny when you have like 5 or 6, 18, 19, 20-year-olds and they're just carrying on. Like I just sort of sat at the back and laughed. But it's very different when you're 31, 32 and you played a lot of footy. It's great to sort of ride their energy, and that's exactly what we did. String got to work, kicked 7, which was incredible. He just won one-on-one ground balls ahead of the ball. Sort of got to work on Alex Pearce, which was part of the plan, and it came off very well. So a good day, mate. But we got you this week and got good teams coming up. So there's no point beating them if you can't keep backing it up. And if you want to play finals, that's what you need to be, is consistent. And we haven't been yet. So plenty of work to do, mate.
Yeah, mate. It was a good showing because we only played Freo before you guys, and you know they're a quality side, and you're doing a lot right if you're winning 13, 14 in a row. So it was nice there. You boys love playing down in Canberra, don't you? I used to love it up there. You know, getting down to Canberra, it's only an hour away or half an hour on a flight, isn't it? Do you reckon you play better there, or is it a tough road trip for coming from Perth?
Oh, it's a tough road trip for anyone, I reckon. Like we played a lot of footy there. It's a great ground. Like the grass it's almost the best deck in Australia, I reckon. Like the grass was so green and lush on the weekend. So that's always good fun. We always get a good crowd as well. It only holds 14 or 15,000, but it's pretty much sold out every time. And I reckon we had a really strong patch there like 7 or 8 years ago where I reckon we won 10 in a row. Then we lost a few, and so we've sort of been pretty sharp there the last 2 years. So it is good fun, always a good crowd. So we got one more there against Gold Coast, so hopefully finish it off 3 from 3 there for the year. I don't know if you caught any of Riley Hamilton, mate. He's the kid with the huge rat tail. Did you get a look at that?
Now, I saw the rat tail. I saw the rat tail on Instagram, and dead set, I thought it was AI. Is it not? Is that,
He's actually
is that legit?
It's not. When you see that, and you would have never met him.
Long.
Yeah, it's long. He's been working on it for a few years, but he's like the nicest kid ever. Like one of really keen to learn. Like super friendly. Like really reserved, humble. He's just the last you'd expect in their first year to have like a 50 centimetre long rat's tail on the back of their head.
I've never seen one the size of that. That's why I thought, like, with all this AI going around, what's made up and what's not, And I thought it was, honestly, the Giants normally play some tricks on their social media. I thought it was definitely AI, but that's unbelievable. Hopefully I get a close up. I might ask him on the field for a close up look. Does he tuck it in? He has to tuck it in, doesn't he?
Nah, it floats around out there. It just it's incredible. It's a lot of work. It's 3 years sort of grinding to get it to that length, which is it's a credit to him because not many are prepared to put in those sort of hours to get that.
Yeah, that's a lot of. I wouldn't be able to do that, mate. It's I'd be too worried about someone just cutting it off. When you've had a few too many beers and someone just sneaks a pair of scissors in, and that's something you do actually.
Yeah, I would, and it's not out of the question, Mad Monday, but we'll wait and see. We'll see how much it means to him. But it makes him memorable for sure. That's already he's only played one game. I'm sure a lot would know him. Jack Howe also debuted, who he got a rousing reception on social media for it is pronounced Ow, not off. So that was probably the reason for that rousing reception. But did you see any of that? I think your man Big Billy's. I think he's your favourite player.
Oh mate, Billy, I did see that as well. He asked him he asked String, was it? He might have been talking to
Hogs,
Stringer,
I think. Hogs, yeah.
Or Hogs, was it? Yeah. Talking to Hogs and asked him about it. Jack off. He had to throw that in there, but he run with that, don't you? You run with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe not. But you do mention back to the footy, and you've got a lot of young guys in that side, don't you? And you do rely on a bit of energy, but you've still got a lot of, balance through the side, a nice mix of youth and experience. And do you feel that on the day? Because I know what you mean. The young boys just carry on before the game, and you're half wondering, is this too much? Like, as an older player, is this are they carrying on too much? Are they going to be switched on? But then they go out there and just play with flair, play with passion, and sort of have fun. I guess that's the biggest thing: have fun doing it and play good footy against the best side.
No, yeah, it was great. Like they because our twos have been going really good, and with a lot of injuries, they just keep winning. Like they're sort of what they're doing is quite incredible. Really, I reckon they're second or third on the ladder, and we've only had 6 to pick from on the 6 AFL listed on the weekend. So a lot of those boys had come in and played, and they're 19, 20, 21 years old, and they just bring incredible energy. But pressured up extremely well, play their role, and they'll all be playing again this week, which you wouldn't have seen much of them, but yeah, they all deserve their opportunity, and it was great, for those two boys to get a win on debut against a top team. That's one they'll remember for the rest of their career. So yeah, it was good fun, and they do bring the energy that sometimes guys like you and me do need to ride on the back of. So it was a good day. We might roll into some World Cup stuff, mate, which has been the talk of the world, really, talk of the town. Obviously, the Aussies on Saturday was disappointing. I didn't get up for it. I sort of was in the hotel room and I woke up about 6:30 and I could hear someone next door yelling, and I thought, it must be penalties because the game should be finished. So I turned it on and I saw the penalties. How much of it did you watch, mate?
Yeah, no, I didn't actually watch that much either, mate. I had a shocking night after our game, and then I only caught the back end of it as well, and the penalties. So yeah, it was. It's just a flattening. I know it is what it is with soccer and the World Cup, but it's flattening to go out in penalties, isn't it? I feel like it's such a 50-50, whether you kick them or you don't. And then, your whole nation's sort of riding on what you do with the ball in that given time. It's a lot of pressure. And I saw, the 18-year-old step up there and have a crack and unfortunately not get the result. But the amount of pressure he must have been feeling is just absolutely insane. You've got to take his hat off, your hat off for him for attempting it. Would you have made that call, mate? Would you have, what would you have done there? Would you send someone out that's so young?
Well, it's the equivalent of guys we just spoke about. So say a Riley Hamilton who does play in the forward line. Harrington plays in as centre-back though, so this is a little bit different. But it's like us being in a prelim final and we're having a 40-metre set shot directly in front as sort of a kickoff and you make him one of the five. Like, would you do it? Oh, he'd have to be a really good kick, like to put him in that situation. I don't know. That's sort of the equivalent, don't you think?
Yeah, it would be. It's hard to what do we even do? We go to extra time. Is it 5 minutes each way in a big final?
It's just nothing. There's nothing that compares for us. But that's what it would be if you had a draw and then you went to a kickoff, like 5 kicks each from 40 out directly in front in a prelim final to get into a grand final. You probably send your best kicks, but also your most experienced boys, I would have thought. But, you probably just send your best kicks. But if it's a close between your 5th and 6th and one of them's played 200 games and one's played 5, you probably send the guy that's played 200, don't you?
Yeah, that's a pretty good call, yeah. It's one of the, it could be an absolute hero, we could be talking about him because he's won the penalties for us, it's so cutthroat and so much pressure involved as we've touched on. But unfortunately just didn't quite get the result done. What did you think of the keeper change?
I didn't like it. I think I spoke to Charlie on the phone after and he sort of compared it to like when you're playing cricket and you're 50 not out and you're just humming and you're just seeing them look really well and you sort of can start playing a few tricks but when you're on 0 and you're trying to get to 10, it seems very far away. And Patrick Beach, he was on fire. He made some huge saves. Yeah. And it kept us in the game really. And then, he's bigger than Matty Ryan, I think. I think he's biggest, which is sort of what you want in a goalie. And then he's red hot. He's in good form. I probably wouldn't have done it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, mate. Just ride the momentum of how the game was going, and he had to be feeling $1 million with the game that he had played, and taking that momentum into the penalties. I felt like he could have saved a couple, mate, but in hindsight, it might have. Yeah. It's just it's tough, isn't it? It's tough to take when you lose.
Yeah, well, we'll give a little update on our club sweep. So we've taken England at 5. France 1, who I still think of the team to beat. 2, Spain, Portugal went 4, Argentina 3. So Spain and Portugal play each other tomorrow morning, which is massive. We had 5, and everyone sort of laughed at us taking England because Germany went 6, Germany 7, Brazil 6. And we're stuck true to ourselves, sort of had the belief, and, we're through, got Norway now in the quarterfinal, who I think we should beat. So we're still in the hunt, very much in it. Spain and Portugal, one of them's gone tomorrow. And then France is still the team to beat, but if England beat Norway, they'll get France in a semi, which once you get to a semi, anything can happen. So we're still in the hunt, mate. It's good fun. It's the Brazil boys were the younger boys, and they were carrying on all tournament, dancing and wearing their shirts, and didn't hear peep from them this morning. I don't think they even got up. I don't think they woke up to watch the game, so they're fake. But
really?
It's been good fun. And then the Mexico-England game today was probably the game of the tournament so far. I was fucking shattered. We were in a leadership meeting at midday because the game got delayed. So then I knew that would mean that with the leadership meeting, I'd be in the second half. I'd be in it. So I made sure I sat on the corner of the room where I could see just a little part through the window and the TV. And I could sort of see what was going on outside and red cards and penalties. And it looked absolutely epic. Did you watch it?
I did, mate. Yeah, we come off the track and I've pretty much caught it from about 25 minutes onwards. So it was all happening in that game. Almost everything that could have happened did happen. You know, the early goals and whatnot, then penalties, sent off. Yeah, it was all up in the air. I was really interested in. I saw this morning. I think it was. At the hotel, out the front of the England hotel. Did you catch that stuff of the Mexicans carrying on? And, mate, they're banging and singing and shooting fireworks at the hotel. Could you imagine, like, we're going into a grand final or the Giants are going into the grand final and you're trying to get your sleep at the G out at the Pullman on the park there and fireworks are hitting the building? It was absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. That's a good question, though. What is the most hostile crowd you've ever played in front of? And then what is the most hate you've ever received in a game? If it's the same answer, probably not.
Collingwood crowds are just something else. I don't know if it's just purely because of how big it is. You know, there's normally 90,000 when you're playing the Pies. And if it's a final, which you've been, you know, lucky enough to play a couple, I remember, having a few set shots close to the Collingwood supporters and it's just brutal advice right in your ear. But you just you got a job to do, and that's try and focus on kicking the goal. And I might have mentioned that I've somehow don't really register a lot of the stuff that's being said, even though it is so close to you. Yeah,
well, there's that famous goal you kicked against the boundary where you gave them the ears, isn't it? That's
the one that comes to mind. Just like they're right there. You should be able to hear it as clear as day. And I know I can, but it's all a blur. And the other team that sort of stands out a lot is when you go and play Port Adelaide over there. So that's normally pretty hostile. And even when you watch Port Adelaide games, and there was their game on the weekend, there was a lot of members of the crowd having a few words. A little bit quieter there because it only houses 45,000 or 50, but. Yeah, they're brutal. They've that was Adelaide though, wasn't it? That we're getting into Scotty as he was walking down to the bench. I think the coaches have to roll through the crowd.
And Scotty's sort of the character that must have been about the 8th or 9th time, because I reckon after 1 or 2 we just sort of keep walking, but that must have really pissed him off for him to go back like that.
Yeah, he had a few words to say in the post-match, I think. So I'm not sure what was said, but you don't see that often, do you? That coaches have to walk down right through the crowd. But there are a couple that come to mind, mate. Pretty hostile crowds. It's not like playing football in Mexico though. It's very different.
Yeah, it's I reckon the loudest thing I've ever heard was the 2017 prelim when Dusty kicked the sealer. I reckon halfway. Towards the end of the third, I think it was towards the end of the third, or the start of the last, probably put them up by 5 goals or 4 goals. And it was the MCG, because that was when Richmond made a run from nowhere. So they hadn't won anything for 40 years. Fans were just going crazy, kind of like what Mexico were doing at the World Cup. And there's 1,000 Giants supporters there. And because prelims is it's more fans than actual grand final day. So like, there was probably 95,000 Richmond and then 1,000 Giants. And when he kicked that goal, I remember thinking like, wow, that's the loudest noise I've ever heard. Turning to my opponent, whoever it was, and going, that is loud. That is seriously loud. And then the most hostile, I reckon, was certainly once I kicked Dalhouse in the face. I Dawson Simpson personally walked me off the field that day. I was copping a lot of hate. He sort of shielded me from the crowd. The big Dawes. He's a big, gentle giant, and he protected me as we were walking off. But it was. I'd sort of mentioned before. Look, the doggy fans weren't happy with me that day, which is fair enough in a way, but also it was only a fine, and you were allowed to do it at the time. So that was a bit of fun, though, mate. A bit of fun.
Yeah, I can remember that one pretty clearly, mate. That reminds me, it was pretty hostile up at the Gabba when I just accidentally clipped Harris Andrews that time. If you can remember back, it was.
I do. I was playing. I reckon I was watching. I remember watching, and I reckon I remember you. I reckon the next few days, I remember speaking to you, and your social media, you had to sort of switch it off because you were getting that much hate. Which is the negative part of social media. There's a lot of good about it, but there's also gives everyone an opinion, and that was probably back then when we wouldn't have had our things set to private or anything like that. And I do remember that clearly.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I still haven't got Twitter back. So
since then,
I promise you, I haven't got it back since that day. It's
that's crazy.
I was never a big tweeter or whatever it was back then. But I had it, and on that, it just absolutely lit up. Like you could, I couldn't read it. And being a younger player, then you seem to sort of want to read a lot of the stuff as well. These days, it's very easy to just bar it. But mate, I haven't got it back since. There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty funny actually. That's a good stat. We've got another good stat. Our friends at Statmate have been cooking up a couple, but Carlton are the first team in history to lose 7 in a row and then go on a 7-game winning streak, which is a pretty incredible feat. They're in good form. The Blues. They're going well. I think they got West Coast this week, which they probably win. So that's 8. And then 7. So back to 7. We're playing a bit of a numbers game here. Mbappe, Messi, and Haaland are all on 7 in the World Cup Golden Boot race, which is incredible to see. I don't think we've ever seen a World Cup like that where the 3 big dogs are just absolutely dominating. Who have you got winning from here, mate?
Mate, I have absolutely got Mbappe. I had a little bit of a flutter before the tournament started, mate. I've been backing him in. He's been chasing the whole time, which has been my concern. But also, I don't know if that's given him more incentive to stay, keep up with Messi. So it's been incredible viewing. Just is Messi 39? Is that right? 39 or thereabouts?
Yeah, he's 30. I think turns 39 this year. Maybe I think is he 38 or 39? Yeah. Ronaldo's 41, so it's insane,
mate. And playing the way he's been playing, he's just one of the greatest, if not the greatest, finishers, and it's been impressive to watch, mate. But Haaland, stepped up again today and got the result over the line. That powerful left boot is just something to behold. It looked so effortless today when he just whacked it.
Yeah, that second one was special.
Mate, you see down the ground footage when he kicked it or even his teammates like throwing their hands on their heads and that because they were in disbelief. So a big moment, and he's quite young as well. So there's a lot more to come there.
Yeah, it was. We're sort of pretty lucky to be witnessing all the superstars just get to work. Neymar came on today as well. That was probably his last World Cup. He's a bit underdone and not at his best anymore, but he's only 33, which just shows you what Messi's doing's just off the charts. So that was, I guess, sad for Brazil fans, and he's been a superstar for 10 years, but I don't think we'll see him again in another World Cup, which or at least he got a penalty to sort of send off, but that's all she wrote potentially for Neymar. But we'll finish it up, mate, with a bit of a discussion around this weekend. Giants play Geelong at Engie Saturday twilight. I think you come around for dinner Friday night, mate. So I'll make sure. Well, I won't contaminate it because that means we'll both be done. But we're looking forward to the game. We need a win more than you, but you guys certainly need a win as well. So there's a bit on this game. There's a fair bit riding. If you guys want to make top 4, if we want to make wild card. we've had we've probably had the wood over here the last 4 or 5 games, but it's only been by under a goal or so every one. So they're always close battles, and looking forward to this week. Should be good, mate. How are you shaping up, and any thoughts?
Yeah, we're excited, mate. It's sort of a bit of a challenge at the moment. We've lost 4 out of the last 5, but had a good win in there against the Gold Coast as well. So it's been a bit of a mixed bag, and we've had some tight games. So, yeah, like you mentioned, it's always fairly tight coming up against you guys. And it's going to get – is it still NG Stadium up there, mate, at the moment?
NG, mate. NG, yeah, 4:15, 4:10. 4:30.
Yeah, so a nice little twilighter, which is good. It'll be I don't mind that time slot. You can actually, get home a bit earlier. But yeah, we're looking forward to the challenge. We know you boys are back in form and played really well on the weekend against the quality side in Freo, and it's going to take our best. So hoping to find a bit of form personally, mate, but also know that the backpack, the human backpack, Connor Iden, will be sniffing about. And I look forward to that challenge, mate. He's a good man, and he's a bloody, I think you might have even said it yourself a few times a while ago, that he's very underrated and takes a lot of big scalps, mate, in the back line. So Slammer's back there too. I haven't seen him for a while, mate, so we'll have to watch a bit of footage throughout the week, and I'm sure he's getting back to his best as well. So it's going to be a tough battle, in the forward v back line, and we hopefully can get the ball out of the guts and get it in there a bit.
Yeah, Slams he's been very good the last few weeks. Sort of got back into form after just working his way back in after a long hammy from Origin, which took a lot longer than expected, but his last few weeks has been great. And then Seek went to work again on the weekend on a miss, sort of just blanketed him. And yeah, he's definitely one of the harder players in the comp to play on. And I dare say he gets the job on you, mate. So good luck. I reckon Scotty might throw you around though. I wouldn't be surprised if we see you starting on ball or on the wing. Maybe even just float down the back line and sort of get your kicking skills involved, and he always does something different, I reckon. So I reckon I'll just tell Kingers just to keep an eye out on that. We're not sending Seek with you though. You can go do that if you want. But looking forward to it, mate. Your 2 boys in Bailey Smith and Max Holmes, I'm sure we're going to put a bit of work into them. Max Holmes he's a bloody good kick, and he just breaks lines. He's really quite an underrated player. I find it hard to know how he got picked so late. He was like picked 25 or 30 in the draft, wasn't he?
He was picked 20. Yeah, so he slipped a little bit. But it was all around that COVID time sort of thing. So it was it's probably tough, and he mightn't have played as much footy as you think in the year prior. But mate, he's going really well. He's an unbelievable runner. Everyone in his family is. We've got his brother there as well, and they're hard workers and really good runners, mate. So they pair up nicely with Baz, and have a bit of a mix through there with Tommy Atkins getting to work and getting his head in the trough, as you like to say, and he sort of balances it up nicely. So it'll be a good battle in there. It'll be a good battle right across the field, and I think that's getting back to being in close games. There's good matchups everywhere, and we're looking forward to trying to play our best footy, mate, away from home. So look forward to it. What is on the menu, by the way, mate?
It'll be a bolognese. I'll make some garlic bread as well, but homemade sauce, mate, and then a bit of pasta. Does that work?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Make sure there's double the amount of garlic bread than what you think, mate. I go hard on the garlic bread the night before. It's just
so do I actually. I do as well.
Yeah, on away trips, it's just you got to just remind yourself. I've got to play tomorrow, but not too much bread in the guts. But mate, I love garlic bread, so have plenty. Yeah, no, I'm the same. Actually, the night before, on away trips, I have about 6 bread rolls with butter and chuck a bit of lasagna or pasta in there. Fuck, it's heaven. It's heaven, because it's the only time I eat bread. I really just treat myself and then sort of let it digest the next morning, and I probably don't eat too much on game day because I'm still full from the night before. Yeah, that's pretty similar routine actually. That's basically just a coffee diet the next day for me. Make sure I'm prepped and ready to go, mate. As you know, I love me lattes. I'm almost there. I'm almost at long black stage. I'm almost, because you're a long blacker, aren't you?
Nah, I was. I was for a while. I've gone. I went back off them. I'm on the almond flat whites, extra hot. I need them extra hot. Otherwise, I can't drink them. The long blacks are. The almond's great. Try it. I was the same as you, and then I had a sip one day. Accidentally ordered it, and I said, "This is unbelievable. I can't drink normal milk now in coffee."
No, I love milk, mate. I just love it. But I'm a bit of a smaller latte and an extra with an extra shot in it, so stronger and extra hot. Got to be extra hot, mate. But if you whack it in a Yeti, if you mate, I'll tell you what, I'll bring you up a Yeti because you probably don't.
Bring us one up, would you? Yeah,
coffee. That will keep your coffee absolutely scalding to the point where I've actually left a bit of cup of tea in my car coffee holder after played a game at the G. Driven out and it's still warm. So there you go, man. I'll bring you up one.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Yeti send you something every second day as part of their that's not under the soft cap. So good on them. But yeah, I'd love one, mate. That's all we got time for. But we will. What we do want is I want to know what the loser of this weekend's game should do. Whatever the best idea is for a bet or a challenge. We'll have a vote on Instagram. We'll post a clip, and whoever has the best idea, we're happy to do. And if we agree to it, we'll get that done on Saturday. Well, we won't get it done, but whoever loses Saturday will get it done. So, now I hope you have a good week, mate. Looking forward to it. We'll see you Friday night, and then see you out there Saturday.